I think we are live now. Exactly at 4 o'clock, we'll start the session. And I would like you to interact with me on the comments. You can see live comments there. So it will be a 45-minute session followed by question answers for the next 15 minutes. We'll start at 4, waiting for some more people to join. You can uh, keep posting your questions in the live chat, and I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. Thank you, Dhananjay. Uh, I think we should start now. So, for those who don't know me, I am Dhruvi Unatkar, and I am a 2018 pass out from GC Bhavnagar. Okay, and I've done computer engineering. Is it fine now? I think there's some noise in the background. Cool. Um, we already have people live. So let me begin. I'll again start with introducing myself. I'm Dhruvi Unatkar and I'm a 2018 pass out from GC Bhavnagar. I was in the computer engineering department and currently I am the first year student at, I completed 1 year at IIM Indore, and today I'm here to tell you all about MBA and CAT, and there have been many people I've got requests on LinkedIn as well. So I think this would be an introduction session to you, to CAT and to the world after CAT. Like, it doesn't just end there getting good percentile in CAT. So let me just start with what are the exams that are there to pursue MBA in India. So we start with the most common one, which is CAT, and the results of the CAT is valid, like across many colleges other than IIMs as well. There is also ZAT, which is conducted specifically by Xavier's Institute, and it is mostly in the month of December, and CAT is in the month of November. Um, CAT includes quant as one section, that is quantitative aptitude. Then there's VARC, which is verbal and reading comprehension. And then there's DILR, which is logical reasoning, data interpretation, logical reasoning. So that includes all these, plus there's also decision making. And then there's also CMAT. Many of you might be knowing about CMAT because many of the colleges in Gujarat accept CMAT scores. So that is mostly conducted in January, and it has five sections, mainly logical reasoning, language, quant, data interpretation, and there is one more, general awareness. Then there is also NMAT, which is specifically conducted by NMIMS. NMIMS is in Mumbai, and it has its own style again. Then there is also SNAP, which is conducted by Symbiosis. Then there's also IAFT, and there is MyCat, which is conducted by MICA in Ahmedabad. You would know that college through they it also, yeah. So what is different in MyCat is that they also have essay writing and a psychometric test. You might know Micah through like those of you who are very good at creative writing and are interested to go into advertising and such fields. Micah is best for them. Then we also have TISnet, which is by TIS, the Tata Institute of Strategic Research. They have a very you can still it's related to the course is very much inclined to social work, and this completely very interesting course. So basically, going through all these different exams, there are three, which is CSET, DISET, and DIE. These three are like core exams. More or less, syllabus will change, the contents remain the same. Uh, Let me then go back and tell like why why choose this field. So many of you might be working uh, right now, and so as engineers we work in silos, I would say. Like we don't know actually what is the impact of our project. We don't know the broader picture. So MBA helps you to get that broader picture, and get you can actually get the impact of whatever you're doing on a large scale. And those of you who are working right now who are stagnant in your job, if you want to get promoted, MBA is the best way. Like you can either go for masters or you go for MBA, and MBA is the most preferred route. So this these are the broad reasons why people do MBA, but you need to have your own reasons. See, like I was always thinking that as engineers we miss out on we miss out on business part of things. So I always thought that while it wasn't that I, as an engineer, I was not interested in coding, that's why this was the ultimate option. Because even in MBA I tried to look for courses wherein I can complement my knowledge that I already have. So these were my broad reasons to do MBA. And when it comes to selection process, when it comes to IIMs and other colleges, like all the colleges have their own criteria for selection. So even for IIMs specifically, all the IIMs they look for a cumulative score. So it's not just your CAT marks; it is a cumulative score. So this cumulative score is based on your CAT percentile, your VAT and PI. So after CAT, after the exam is over, you go for VAT and PI. So VAT is a written ability test, and then there is a personal interview. Then the cumulative score also has your 10th, 12th, and graduation marks, and it also includes points for workix, and there are also additional points for having depends on the background that you have, like engineering knowledge background. So basically they have a cumulative score, so getting good marks in CAT is not enough. If you get 9 in 10th, 12th, and in your graduation, then it's really good. But if you don't have, like, that is not enough. If you are in graduation right now, the graduation marks like CPI is in your hands. But I think 10th and 12th marks you cannot change. So directly going to like what is in your hands is this CAT marks and how to prepare for CAT, how to prepare for VAT and PI. But let me tell you, um, it is very important that no one knows actually. So I have friends who have got, say, 98, 99, and still they haven't received calls from any IIMs, like not the good, like the IIMs that we know them as big, all those IIMs. So I would say that don't kill yourself, shoot for the stars. But yeah, so all the colleges have their own criteria for selection. So and there are other colleges as well. So obviously shoot for the stars, but keep in mind that getting 99% in CAT guarantee you all. That is for sure. Now I'll directly come to CAT exam. So as I said, has broadly three sections. One first one is quants. Quants is basically mathematics. Like it has topics like geometry and time and distance. There are arrangement questions like so. These are some of the topics like wherever if you get some book, you will find those topics like their PNC is there. So and no one knows like which is the like has highest weightage. People say that there are short chances that you will get questions from these topics. So for quant, what I did was so yeah, let me give you a disclaimer. Engineers have a good chance of getting well in basically three things. Say like good at section due to Sharma, well-known book we have started preparing, and they prepare you from a basic level, very basic level. So it's a really good book. I would suggest that. And see, being good at mathematics doesn't guarantee good marks in quants because CAT overall is a game of timing. I would say. So, because when it's a game of timing, the approach matters. Many times you can solve some of the questions without even solving it, just looking at the options. So you need to try and do all like try different approaches first. As engineers, we have that habit that as soon as we see a question, we'll start solving it. So that's not how to approach any question in CAT. So I would say start with Arun Sharma and then go in for practices. Like practice a lot with timings, like with a timer, you should practice. And yeah, so try to look at questions from different approaches. Try to solve a single question from different approaches and choose the best one. Then comes VARC, and most of the engineers are bad at this section because I would say as engineers we don't really have the habit of reading books. So like all of you would agree with that. I think so. We don't read anything except our Chris textbooks. So I would say please start reading books. It might be not be any genre that you like. Just start with books. That's the basic thing you can do. And then in case of RC, it is a game of it is a game of I would say time. It is a game of reading very fast and understanding very fast at the same time. That practice you will get if you the book with great book enough. And again, our can you guys hear me? Yeah, I think there's some problem with. Okay, so yeah, so I was emphasizing start with the book 50 Days to Words of Power. For okay. So for VRC, I would suggest start reading books like maybe novels. That is also fine. Anything that you're good at, like any genre that you prefer. Okay, and then go to this book called 50 Days to Words of Power. It is a great book, I would say. And for RC passages, do the practice of timed comprehension. Like, so what I did was that I was enrolled as I was enrolled as full time. I was enrolled in Time Mumbai as a student. So there we had our own dashboard and we had sectional quizzes. So I used to practice those sectional sets for VARC. Those were very helpful. They also have distance learning programs. So if you go to their website and ask for, so they'll send you the books and you will have access to the entire dashboard and you can practice there. So for DILR, so this is a particular thread, like thread, uh, catch, you must have practiced all the type of questions. Like there are types of questions, like there are questions on arrangements, there are questions on circular arrangement, linear arrangement, then there are data interpretation questions. Like you should have practiced every type of questions. There are game tournament questions. So the only thing you can do in this is, the catch is to pick up the right question. So in your CAT exam, if you pick up the wrong set and if you waste a lot of time on that, then your section is gone. So it is very important to pick the right set, and that skill will come with practicing. That's the only thing I can say in this section. And particularly, it was easier for me because I had some background in programming, so it seemed quite logical to me. This entire say logical reasoning set. And I would come to your questions in a while. I'll first finish how to prepare for CAT, and then I'll come to the questions. So that is like you must know set to, and one more, don't time on question. We had that happen on a question with 2 more just to please some so yeah, so okay, I was saying that it is very important to leave the question and move on to the next question, and not to be stuck on one question for a long time. So the catch is, you need to work on your weaknesses. That is for sure. Like say for example, you have 5 months to prepare for CAT, which is more than enough, I would say. But obviously there are some people who give CAT once, just to get the flavor and how it is, and then they give it again. They give it like for 2 to 3 times till they get 99 100 percentile and get into the college that they want. But I would say that once you give it, like even like giving mock is enough, I would say. It gives you, mocks give you those mocks give you those, I would say, the same simulated environment in which you can feel exactly like cat. So what I would say, what was the reason for me cracking it was, I diligently gave mocks, like do it religiously. Don't miss any of the mock. I would suggest mock series of Time and IMS. Both of them are very good. You can subscribe to both or either of them. That's fine, but both of them are really good. So give those religiously and analyze it. So after the mock is over, they'll give you your all India score. Like they'll give you where you are standing. They'll give you an actual percentile, like real cat. So basically, mocks are designed in a way that they are tougher than cat, but then while you are actually giving cat, like you'll have so much pressure and all that. So the they try to simulate that environment. So please, like give more religiously, give not entire syllabus, which you would never be able to trust me. If not done marks, since I would not get good marks, but doesn't matter. Give I would say. And so there are two and right question. And sitting the right only after you know having good practice and solve large number of questions. That's how you will have the practice. Selecting the question. That is very important when it comes to VAT. After your CAT exam is over, it's just half two. Need to prepare for reliability test. Most of the have done away with group discussions. The reason group discussions, it's like some who are introvert couldn't speak up. Those who would let people speak, and it always like a mess, they would say, and it was not correct way to and anyone like able to. So most of the colleges, like I would not say all the colleges, but colleges with G we have VAT. In VAT the talk like you like PI or on the same day. So you go to the venue, you're gathered in a room, and then get a topic. And on that topic, they'll write an essay. For that, it is very important you are whatever is going on, right? General knowledge really, really important. Like say for example, they'll one word say, and if you don't know the meaning of the word, trust me, and you don't have the option to change. You need to be well averse with whatever is going on at that time. Like be well aware all business news and all the news which is going on. For the 1 year that preparing, you should have the habit of reading newspaper. Uh, for that, I would suggest for that suggest editorial. If you guys have the reading news, know that there is a column of editorials. So have the habit of, and while reading, look at the way they written. First will mostly introduction, the okay, I think, and here think the Um, can you hear me? So I was talking if you can hear me, please, if you can hear me, please write yes in the comment section. Can you guys tell me if you can hear me? Can you guys comment if you can hear me? I think uh, can you guys hear me? Okay, so huh, now I can see some comments. Okay, so um, I think I don't know last, but how it is written. Like you start with the introduction of the topic which is given to you, and then you in the first paragraph you give just some preface, and then giving all the facts you turn your argument into one of the sides. Like if it's such a question, like uh, if it's a question where you have to take some sides, like but also make sure that you don't take one of the sides like irrationally. You need to back up whatever you say with facts. That is very important, and for that you need to read. There is no other way. That's the only way it is possible. And people, like, I don't know how it is evaluated, but when I had joined the institute, there the faculties used to say that if you put in numbers, it looks really good. And I also agree that if you put in numbers, if you put in facts, then it makes your uh, arguments look very convincing. So it is important that you put in facts and then take one side, like one side of the argument. Don't take just one side of the argument just because you like it. Also, you don't have to write yes or no to the answer. Like, it has to be a good essay, like at least one page. Okay, so most of the time they don't give you a time limit. Most of the time they give you there is a time limit. There is no word limit, and then there is limit of the space as well. So that is how you can judge like how much you have to write. They'll not tell you exact words, but then you have the limit of the space. So there's only so much you can write. So make sure that you conclude, because as soon as the time is over, they'll take your papers. So then you don't have time to tell them that I need to write conclusion. So make sure that you divide your time properly, that you have time to write introduction and conclusion. Conclusion is must. You cannot let your argument hanging. You have to conclude. A small sentence just saying that I agree with this or disagree with this will also be fine, but you have to conclude. That is must. So after that, let me move to, on the same day there's VAT and then there's PI, personal interview. So personal interview is usually a panel of people who would be there, like mostly three people. So I would talk about how it goes. So they judge you from the very beginning. So there is always one professor who is, I don't know, uh, all the professors, I think they are very good at judging your walking style and the way you sit and everything. So when you go inside and make yourself comfortable, just greet them, smile and greet them. Always, coming always just before coming inside, you must knock and you must ask. So these are the very small etiquettes, but they go on a long way. Then what are the expected questions? See, introduce yourself is the most expected question. Answering that, so it's not a quick trick question, or they'll not judge you based on this question, because this question is just to make you comfortable. And this is a golden opportunity for you to say things about yourself that you want them to ask question on. So make sure you prepare 2-3 versions of introduce yourself, because they might stop you in between also. So you should have a shorter version, you should have a longer version ready whenever, like whichever is applicable. And after that question, basically, like if you're working or if you're not working, they will definitely ask you questions on your undergrad. See, they want to make sure that whatever you have already studied, you are good at that. You have actually studied it like well. So my background was in computer engineering. They asked me questions on. They actually asked me what subject I'm good at, or like which was your favorite subject. I said it was data structures and algorithms. And there was one professor who was really, I don't know, he from the computer science background. He was very good at it. So he not just asked me to explain few algorithms, but even asked me the time complexity and say in which particular situation bubble sort will be more useful than say the some other sort. So so they asked me a lot of questions related to computer science. They asked me some questions on DBMS. Um, they asked me questions on data structures, and then after that, they, like after making sure that I knew I knew my graduation well. Then they moved to, if you have workex, then they'll move to your workex for sure. There will be questions on your workex, and you need to be well aware with all the projects that you are part of. So make sure that whatever project you are a part of right now, you know everything about it. They might even ask like what happened next, like do you know, like how did it impacted the client. So in some cases you might not be interacting with clients, but then they are just checking how much do you know. And also expect questions on your organization. So there might be questions on your college, on your state, on your institute. Say for example you're a part of TCS, then expect questions on Tata Group. It is must. Like these are short questions. Like everyone will ask these. And then also expect questions on general knowledge, in the sense that they'll ask you about cabinet ministers, like how many seats are there from Gujarat, and who are the cabinet ministers. So these are some of the questions that they'll specifically ask. Apart from that, they'll also ask you about your hobbies. Sometimes they have your resume, and so this is also not, be very careful what you write in your hobbies, because it is not a trick question. I would say it they're giving you a chance to speak for 5 minutes, go into a comfort zone, because hobbies is a kind of place where you talk for hours about your hobbies. But be very careful about what you write, because if you write reading books and then you don't know about the books that they ask, they'll definitely ask you like what genre do you read and how many books have you read till now. And so make sure that whatever you write in this column, like hobbies column, is actually your hobby, and you are able to speak for say 5-10 minutes if asked on that, and have more than one hobby obviously. So they that is also one of the question. And then comes extempore. So last year it was this trend that all the IMs were having this extempore. Like after PI, they would give you a topic, they would give you just few seconds, and you have to start speaking on the topic. So mostly the topics are something which is going on at that time. So last time the Me Too movement had taken a center stage, and lots of people were asked to speak on that topic. But if it is such a sensitive topic, make sure that you do not take sides. Like you do not say anything controversial. That would be very, I would say, uh, that would not at all look good. Like that would not at all make you look rational. So always back yourself up with facts. Like portray both the sides of the arguments, for and against, and then at the end, if you want to, you can take one of the sides. But please make sure that you don't straight away take sides and say something controversial. That would be really bad. That would end your interview right there, I would say. And so for me it was for I am indoor interview, I would say. For me, they asked me to speak on Kumbh Mela. So at that time, Kumbh Mela was going on, and so many businesses had done a lot of campaigns at that time. So basically, I was able to link Kumbh Mela to how you can market to such a large audience. So if you are able to link whatever topic that is given to you to a business situation, then that is the best. You cannot do that in every topic, that is for sure. But yeah, I was given this topic on Kumbh Mela, and I used to read newspapers, and I'd seen that Lifebuoy had done a very good campaign, and there were many other companies who had their campaigns going on at that time. So I took the entire extempore to this, like marketing to communicating to such a large audience at a time, and that I think worked in my favor. um, After, so basically I would suggest that after cat is over, like it's just the halfway through. Many people are like so confident that you obviously have other exams coming. Yeah, in December you have ZAT, and then you have IFT and all the other exams for which you have to prepare. Like keep yourself updated, but then at the same time make sure that you also prepare, like start preparing for VAT and PN. Because trust me, I have friends, I've seen people who have secured such good marks in CAT but have failed terribly when it comes to VAT and PN. And for these two topics, it is very important that your communication skills are good. See, there is no shortcut to this. So you need to have that practice from now on. Like for personal interviews, you will have to speak for longer times, and they will check your communication skills. I'm not saying that speak grammatically correct English, that is not required, but at least you should be able to express yourself. So that is a must. So I know, like, take advantage of all the platforms that you have right now. If you participate in some of the events that are there in college, that would be great. I think that is how I started. Like, I used to participate in all the type of competitions that are there in college, and then we also had youth festivals. So please try to participate in all the competitions that you have. Try to improve your communication skills, because getting good marks in CAT is not enough. And yeah, like, it's not never too late. And what I would suggest, like, from my experience after going to B school, I would say that it is ideal that you have at least 1 or 2 years of work ex. It, it's an ideal scenario. So there's nothing right or wrong, but it's an ideal scenario, and you would get some benefit in when it comes to your summer placements, because in your summer placement you have just entered the college, like they don't have your marks that at that time. Your term one is not finished. They don't have your term one GPA or anything with them. So what they look for is your past performance, your 10th, 12th, and graduation performance, and your work ex. So, and also work ex from any firm is not really significant. You must have some brand name. Then it has some weightage. And I think there are a lot of questions. So I'll quickly go through the questions now. If you have any questions, please write them on the live chat. So yeah, so my CAT score was 95.3. Yeah, I did tell you how to prepare for CAT exams. I basically suggested one book for Quant, Arun Sharma. It is really good book, like, just to start. And 50 Days to Words of Power is really good for BARC. And you need to also, at the same time, we need to practice a lot. Like, also do timed practices, like take sectional tests. And as I said, I was enrolled as a student in time. You can get a course, like you can get a long distance course from them. Any internship in forex trading or stock trading firms help in finance sector? See, that that really depends, because I would say when I was interviewing at SP Jan, I had a profile based call, and I was interviewing for finance. So, if you have any such kind of certifications, I didn't have any, but there were other people, so they have this very unique group interview thing. So there were other people in my own batch, like with me, who were in the finance background, who wanted to go into finance. So some people had internships from NSE and other certifications. See, there's no harm in getting to know more, but then you need to know everything, like everything about it. So if you have such certification, they expect you to know everything about it, because there was this guy who had the certification from NSE, but then when he was asked what is fundamental analysis, he couldn't answer it. So make sure if you're doing such certifications, you need to know everything about it, because there would be profs who would be specifically teaching finance and who would be sitting there, who would ask you questions on that. And getting to know more is like, like, it's always good to have certifications, but make sure you know everything about it. For me, what they asked me, I'll also update you on that. They asked me about, um, they asked me on, at that time, there was a feud going on between central government and RBI, between the transfer for the transfer of reserves. So they asked me my opinion on that, and because I was reading newspapers, I could put it forward. Which IIMs called did you have? How was the interview? So I had calls from all the new IIMs, which you call baby IIMs. I had call from Indore. I had profile-based call from SP Gen. I had call from Koikot. These were my calls, and as I would, okay, I think VRC, for VRC I did say Thank you, sir. Thank you for the question, sir. For EC, which company is best? For EC, I would say eInfochip is really good. I think they, and even TCS takes in EC people. So TCS, I think, takes everyone. Like whether you are in EC or whether you are in mechanical. eInfochip I know is a good company which also comes on our campus, and others I think I'm not aware of other companies for EC. Any site. So okay, what was my, so yeah, my 10th and 12th, yeah, I was fortunate in my, in 10th I was in CBSE. I had 10 CGPA, like 10 on 10 CGPA, and in 12th I had 92.4 percentage, and in graduation I had 9.25. So my profile was triple nine. So that way I was fortunate that, as I said, that they look at a cumulative score. So that way my profile was good. That's why I was able to get calls from good IIMs, I would say, at 95.3. Um, any site or app where we can practice mock test for cat. See, I would suggest that you take mock series from IMS and Time. Both of them are really good, and mock series are really helpful. And they also have this distance learning package where they allow you to access their dashboard, and there you can have sectional tests which would be actual simulation, like simulation of actual tests. They are timed tests. So these are the two things I would suggest. What was his stream? What is his stream now? And so basically at IIMs, first year is common for all. From the uh, in 1 year, in the first year you have three terms, and from term 3 you get to choose your own electives. So in term 3 also there are few courses are compulsory, and for just two courses you have choice, like from term 3 onwards. So IIM's first year it's common for everyone, and then you choose your own specialization, like whichever you have to. Like it might be marketing and strategy, it might be finance and strategy. So basically, I was, yeah, my stream at IIM Indore, like I am looking to go into finance and strategy. Um, what was your score and percentile? As I said, my percentile was 95.3, but then score and percentile doesn't have much relation, like it changes every year. So you need to see when the answers come, like you need to see the answers for those year, the directly whenever, as in when the paper is out and as in when the answers are out, all the coaching institutes will give you their analysis of the paper, and they'll tell you that this much score you expect this much mark. If it's tougher, then for a lower score you'd also, for even for a lower score you'll get more percentile. Like it's all relative. Should I really join a coaching institute? That is a that really depends on you. See, coaching institutes bring in sense of discipline. Like you have to go, like if you have if you have, enrolled for any coaching, that you, then definitely you'll have to go and sit in the class at least. So you can, if you're working, you can go for something during Saturdays and Sundays. And there are people who have cleared CAT without taking coaching, but you do need material. So if you don't really join a coaching institute, make sure you do join, say, any of these mock series that they have, or distance learning program that they have. That is must. So that's how we'll get the content where to prepare for. See, I did not have any work experience because what happened was, my joining for Infosys was in September. For TCS, it was in Jan next year. So I did not do anything for those 5 months that I had. But then I knew that, like, I had the safety net, that even if something goes wrong with CAT this year, I would take up a job. I would do something, like I would take up a job and then I would prepare, like while working. So make sure you don't kill yourself, and take a break, and then you also don't have any safety net. I also had good. I also had cleared gates, so like those scores are valid for 2 years. So you should have some kind of safety net. See, don't just um, you know uh, go for CAD. Like, don't be very optimistic, I would say, because anything can go wrong on D-Day. You never know. So yeah, I had offers, but yeah, I did not have any work experience. And I think we are done now. Thanks a lot for being with us, and it was a great experience interacting with you all. A really nice initiative by the alums. And if there are any other questions, I would be happy to help anytime. You can connect with me, and I hope that many students from our college get into the stream of their choice. And yeah, so for there's one more question. So for quant, I would say you go for Arun Sharma. For starters, it's a great book, but uh, Times coaching material will help you for the sectional tests, which are timed tests. They will simulate the actual CAT environment for you. So give those mocks and tests in the cats in the Times coaching. Whatever you take their dashboard, and also you need to study from these books. So I think it's already time. And if there are any other questions, like last 1 minute, I'd be happy to take. And for DILR, it's important to, you know, for DILR also there is Arun Sharma, and it is a good book, but I mostly studied from Times material. So they have covered almost every, like they have separate book for every subtopic in that set, like in DILR. Like for game tournaments, there is another book, and there are also levels of book that goes like from intermediate level to professional level. So I would say that really helped me. um, okay, thanks a lot for being with us, and I hope that many of you get into really good colleges. And if at all any of you get any calls, then I would say that I would be happy to help for any of your GDPI preparations wherever whenever you get calls. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye bye.